The Minnesota Vikings' decision to let Adrian Peterson play again will cost them. Radisson Hotel says it's dropping its team sponsorship. We're also learning of a second case where Peterson was accused of beating another one of his children. Peterson's lawyer says, quote, "This is not a new allegation. It's one that is unsubstantiated and was shopped around to authorities in 2 states over a year ago, and nothing came of it. There is no ongoing or new investigation."
Now, Peterson missed last Sunday's game after he was charged with abuse for whipping his 4-year-old son with a tree switch. Stacey Patton, a senior reporter for the Chronicle of Higher Education, is in Washington. She's the founder of Spare the Kids, a group that opposes corporal punishment and has written about being beaten as a child. CBS legal analyst Rikki Klieman is here in Studio 57. She prosecuted cases of sexual and physical assault and joins us at the table. Rikki, good to see you.
Nice to see you.
So how damaging are these new allegations, even though they've been investigated and proven that nothing came of it?
Well, they're certainly damaging in the court of public opinion because it makes us take another look at Adrian Peterson. But in terms of the criminal case that we're dealing with this week and we will deal with in the near future, these charges from 2013 don't mean anything. Rusty Hardin, the lawyer, is absolutely correct. They were investigated, they're unsubstantiated, and they really have nothing to do with the new case.
He has written a statement and apologized. Is that enough?
Well, his statement, which I must say is one of the most perfectly crafted I have ever witnessed. Again, Rusty Hardin certainly took part in the drafting of this statement. We see remorse. We see taking of responsibility. We see someone who apologizes consistently that he has cooperated with the authorities. And although some people may not like his parenting skills, he says, "I am not a child abuser." I think that's about as good as it gets.
Where is...
Stacey, I was going to ask you about what Charles Barkley had said. I'm sure you saw over the weekend. I mean, he defended Adrian Peterson's use of corporal punishment, saying, "Whipping, we do that all the time. Every black parent in the South is going to be in jail under those circumstances." What do you make of that?
It's not surprising. This is a long-held attitude among many African Americans. I mean, research shows that African Americans are more likely to embrace corporal punishment than other groups. And so this is seen by many as part of a cultural tradition. And coming out against it, some people think of it as disrespecting our culture, disrespecting our mothers, and the way we do things. So it's not surprising to hear this attitude at all.
It may not be surprising, Stacey, but does it excuse what he said? What
not
he did?
At all. Not at all. I'm not going to litigate what happened, but based on the police report that I saw, it's pretty disturbing. But you can walk into any county prosecutor's office in America, particularly where there's a sizable black population, and put Peterson's police report next to child abuse files in those offices, and you'll see striking parallels. I mean, you'll see themes emerging, children being hit with switches, belts, cell phone chargers, flip-flops, and parents saying, this is discipline, this is a spanking. I do this out of love and to teach my child.
Clearly, these photographs we've seen are disturbing, as everybody has said. But the question is, where is the line between discipline and illegality?
Well, the line is really a gray blur, Charlie. One of the things we have to remember is 19 states allow corporal punishment, and that's outside the home. That's what we think of in the old days as the teacher with a ruler. The law is not meant for the state to interfere in that precious relationship of a parent and a child unless the disciplining of that child crosses that line. What does that mean? A prosecutor decides whether or not to indict with a grand jury, and ultimately the jury decides. Does this conduct shock the conscience, or is it acceptable in that house?
Thank you.
Thank you, Rikki Klieman. Stacey Patton, we thank you for joining us from Washington.